Welcome back. I'm glad you could join me today. Today we're going to do something that's quite a bit different. It's a lot of fun, and you're going to have a good time doing it with me. So I'll have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting, and they'll start with a titanium white and go around in the same order that I have them on my palette. And while they're doing that, let's go up to the canvas and get started. We'll take the fan brush today, and we'll go right into a titanium white. And just put some right on the brush. Let's go up to the canvas. And today I want to do a scene, like you're deep, deep out into the woods, and maybe there's a little light coming through all these background trees, and we'll just let things happen. A lot of times when, like in Oregon, California, etc., you go into the deep woods and you see scenes like this. So let's have some fun. And we start off here with a fan brush, and let's just do this. I've already covered this canvas with a thin coat of phthalo blue and sap green, and I just mixed them on the brush and covered the canvas with them. Okay, let's just do this here and there, wherever. Just let it go, have fun. There, see? And I know you're saying, well, he's done it this time. He has got #1 mess going. Maybe. We'll see. Just have fun. Just let these things happen here and there. These are always fun paintings, and these black canvases, they're so much fun. And they're good canvases to make you a happy buck if you're interested in monetary gains. There, just here and there, wherever. Now we'll take our large brush and very gently we'll just blend this out, smooth it out. There. Yeah. And that's all there is to that part. And I'll wash the brush. We wash our brushes with odorless paint thinner. Shake it off. And beat the bristles dry. Okay? Now I'm going to take another fan brush. I have several of them going here. And we'll mix up some color first. I want a black color, so I'm going to use phthalo green and alizarin crimson, and about equal amounts. Maybe a little bit more crimson than green, tiniest bit more. Usually the phthalo green's a little bit stronger than the crimson. And when you're mixing color, pick it completely up off the palette and turn it over. That way it all gets mixed. Otherwise, what's against the palette when you're doing this won't get mixed if you don't pick it up and turn it over. Most important when you want to get a nice even distribution and nice mix of color. All right, now let's have some fun. Let's put some trees that are way back in the background here. And we'll take a fan brush, load it full of paint, and let's go right up here. And already you can begin seeing areas where it looks like trees. So we'll just take a little of this black color and fill it in. Wherever, these are your trees, so you put them where you want them. And every painting will be different. Every one. There's one. Let it go. Let it go. Make them as thick or as skinny as you want them. As many as you want. These are your woods, so whatever you want in there. There, okay. Maybe. I see another one right there. Right there. And this is such a nice painting because it's very simple to do. It works. This one will work on your first attempt. It's that easy. Now, I've got most of the paint off the end of the bristles here. I want to put some that are far, far away, so without adding more paint, I want this to be lighter. They're farther away. More lights between this tree and you. So I want that one to be lighter. Maybe he lives. There's one. Just let them go. Put them in at random. Wherever you think they should be. Tell you what, that looks like a natural place right there for a nice tree. So we'll put one in. Now, if you were real careful when you put your light color in here, you could probably leave these places and wouldn't have to go back and paint them. But I'm not very careful most of the time. I just throw things in and let them happen. Okay, maybe. There's one right there. Just drop it in. That easy. That easy. Maybe. Here's another one. I see it right there, don't you? I think sometimes they're close together, sometimes they're far apart. Sometimes they grow in clumps, just however makes them happy. Just however. There. Maybe there's a big one right here that you can only see half of. Maybe the other half's off the canvas somewhere. And that's all we're doing. That's basically all you need to do to put in all these little indications. Now, I'm going to take the script liner brush. This is a number 2 script liner. Put a little paint thinner in it and go right into the same color. Turn the bristles. Turn that brush. That brings it to a nice sharp point. Let's go up to the canvas. Now, I want to put some indication here and there of some limbs that are hanging across. And we'll just put these in very loose, very free. Let them go. This thin paint now will stick on top of the thicker paint. We use a very, very dry, firm paint underneath. And then we can put all these little things on. Very easy. See there? Make little limbs. Tell you what I want to do. This looks like little bushes, but I want to blend up a little bit to soften them. Push them back a little further before I put too many limbs in there. That'll push them back. There's some right there. There. Push them back. Make them farther away. That easy. Okay. Now we'll go back. Put in a few more of these little limbs here and there. And you can put in as many as you want. Many as you want. Let them go. Let them happen. Just think like a tree. That's like, I remember my dad telling me when I was a kid, if I wanted to catch a rabbit, I stood behind a tree and made a noise like a carrot. And when the rabbit came by, you grab him. Works pretty good till you're trying to figure out what kind of noise a carrot makes. There. Needless to say, I didn't catch any rabbits. Okay. This would be a good place for a little rabbit to live. This beautiful, deep woods. Nobody'd ever find him in here. I spent quite a bit of time in Oregon, and this really reminds me of some of the scenes in Oregon. Oh, there's some beautiful, beautiful woods in Oregon like nowhere else. California, Northern California, beautiful things happen. Beautiful. There, okay? Now maybe you don't want this one to feel left out. We'll put a few limbs here now. Just want to show you how to do this. You can put as many as you want. Back in there, a few. Just let them happen. Let them happen. Now already that should be giving you the impression of deep woods. Deep, deep woods. If your paint will not stick, add a little more of your paint thinner to your brush. You gotta have that thin paint to make it stick to the thick paint. Okay, now that will give us a nice feeling of some woods. Now maybe there's tell you what, let's take a little bit of yellow. I'm using just this old dirty brush. Put a little green on it, a little green, and just tap it, just tap. See, that'll load it up. Now let's go up to the canvas here. And we have to make some decisions back here. Maybe right in here. I use very little color. Color really stands out more on a black canvas than it does on a white canvas, so use very little color. And I want this to be very soft. Oh my gosh, just like a little clearing back here in the woods. Little clearing. Very soft, beautiful little place. Be a nice place to go and sit and talk to the birds, the trees. I've added a little Indian yellow, a little yellow ochre, both to the brush. And just mix these on the brush. Mix them on the brush. Let things happen. Let them happen. There. See, we begin creating layers. Let's go right up here. Now we need some, the trees wouldn't all stop back there. Some of them will be closer. So we need to make some that are a little bit closer. We'll do that. Because we can do anything. We have an artist license that says anything we want to do, we can do. There we are. All right. Now let's go back to our fan brush, and I'll go right back into this black color. Right back into it. Okay. And let's pull a few of these trees out and bring them closer. Maybe like this one right here. See, by just extending it right over the grassy areas, then it comes forward, that easy. And we need an indication that there's a little foot on him. Maybe we'll give him a little foot, like so. Maybe there lives a tree right here. You can put a new one in, it doesn't matter. And he comes down to there. Yes, he does. See there? Give him a little foot. Maybe. Yep, you're right. There's another one. And you can put as many trees in here as you want. Just let them happen. Okay. Good. Maybe, I'll tell you what, let's bring this one a little bit closer too. Shoot, we'll have a bunch of them that's a little closer. Now, I want to make this look like there's a little bit of light coming through there. So I'm going to take a little bit of permanent red, little phthalo blue with it, and a little white. Okay, that'll be our shadow color. Now, let's use, there we go, we'll go back. We'll use some permanent red and less blue. Just a tiny bit of blue in this. It's the same color, only one is to the reddish hue, and one of them is to the blue hue. Same color. A little more white. There. Good. All right. Now watch. Come right down here on the palette. Watch right here. We want to cut across that and get a small, tiny little roll of paint right out on the end of the knife. Okay, let's go up here. Now let's say today maybe our light's coming from the left. And all I'm going to do is pick out a tree and begin touching. Just touch. Just touch where you think the light would hit. Now, if the light's coming from the left, you want the left side of the tree to be bright and the other side to be cool. Okay, maybe. There's a little light striking this one right here. There we go. Now, if you want it to get darker, you just keep working on it, tapping, touching, and the black color underneath will come through and it'll make your color darker automatically. You don't even have to worry about it. And that's the joy of painting. You don't have to worry. Oh, there was a good plug. Good plug. See? A little more light hitting right there. A little red, a little blue. Okay, let's put a little bit on this one. Right here. There we go. Just barely touch. And you just touch the canvas. The canvas will pull off what it wants and give you back what's left. You don't have to worry about it. Don't even have to worry about it. A little extra light right there. In my mind, that's where the sun's going to come through and twang, hit right there. Now, into the shadow color, this is the same color, permanent red, phthalo blue. But this is more to the bluish hue. There's more blue. See, that'll give it a dark side, a shadow side. There. Okay, a little bit on this one. Don't want him to feel left out and lonely. There we go. Isn't that a super nice little way to make very effective trees? I knew you'd enjoy that one. That really and truly is a beautiful way to do it. A little bit right there. And it works so simple, so easy. So I say this is a fantastic first painting to try. If you've never painted along with me before, this is a good one to try. And this is on a black canvas. Now we prepare these black canvases with a flat black acrylic. They're painted with a flat black acrylic, allowed to dry completely, and then we go back and apply the color over them. And in this case, we applied phthalo blue and sap green, just brush mixed all over the canvas. And you see what happens. Bring some of the limbs out across the tree so they're not all on each side. Okay, that'll give you enough practice on limbs. You know how to do them now. Okay, let's get up here and play. But you can see by pulling those trees down how it creates depth. Okay, now we need to cover up his little foots. And you can take a little bit of the black color on your brush if you want to put a little shadow behind these trees. See there? Easy. Easy. You can drop a little shadow right behind them. That's simple. Okay, now we go back into our yellows. I got cad yellow, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, and here and there a little touch of permanent red. And let's just drop in some little soft, quiet, grassy areas. A little sap green added to that, dull it down. Don't want it to get too bright. And that is a super way to make a lot of trees fast. Let's put some over in here. Can't leave this side out. Now all I'm doing is touching the canvas, just tapping it, very soft, very quiet. Darker, darker, darker as it goes toward the foreground. You know, if you had a beautiful place like this, I'd want a little house. I'd want to live back here, because this is where the bunny rabbit lives, and you could sit here and you could talk to him, and you could have all kind of fun. So let's put a little house back here. I'm going to start out with Van Dyke brown on the knife. Just get a little bit of paint, cut across, get that little roll of paint right out on the edge of the knife. There you go. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe our little house lives, shoot, right there, right there. We'll do the back eave. There we are. And let's do the front of the house. Zoop, zoop. There we go. There we are. And we can straighten out this edge. Now there's numerous ways to make houses. This is just one. And maybe in your world there isn't a house back here. And I just want to show you also how to make a little house in the woods if you want one. You may not want a house in your painting. And this is a beautiful painting without a house. So if there's no house in your world, don't put one in your painting. Maybe he's like me, he ran out of room. We'll have to give him a shed. I like to make little sheds on the houses, little storage areas there. Or maybe it's where his chicken lives. You know, chickens need a house too. We'll put a little shed right there. And bring it down. Okay, okay. Now then, let's do some play. I'll take some white, a little bit of Van Dyke brown, a little burnt umber into it. White, Van Dyke brown, a little burnt umber. There, just mix it up. And this we're not going to mix too much. We want this to be marbly, and we'll just cut across it. Okay? Now, here we go. Barely touching, barely touching. Oh, just barely touch. Let it just gently, gently, gently slide across there. You want that paint to break. Make it look old. And I'm going to take the same color and add a little more white to it. Because we said our light was coming from the left, so the front of the cabin would be a little bit brighter than the side. Same color with white added to it. See? Now that stands out better. Same color, just a different value. And maybe out here there's a, tell you what, I'm going to add a small amount of blue to that to cast it into a little shadow. Just a little bit right in here. I want a little bit of color on that. That's going to end up being a little shed. Okay, maybe, tell you what, maybe there's some little shingles. We'll take some permanent red, a little Van Dyke brown. Let's put a few little shingles here, or just indications of shingles. Drop them in, drop them in. Just come right across, do it in layers, so the top is covered by the bottom of the one above it, just like when you put real shingles on. That's all there is to it. Now let's put a little highlight, just so it separates this. Just a little bit of highlight right down the edge. And then a cute little cabin out there in the woods. I need a door. Got to have a door. Can't get in our cabin. The door lives right there. And around the door, we need a little bit of light so the door stands out. There we go. Let's put a little white on there. That'll make it stand out. Oh yeah, that's much better against that dark canvas. Just a little indication. Maybe there's a couple of windows over here. There's one. There's one. Looks like two big eyes looking at you. I want to take a little bit of blue and put there and make it look maybe like it's a little light shining across some glass in the window. Maybe there's a little glass out here. A little straightening up. Give them a little highlight around the window so it stands out. If you want boards, all you got to do is cut through this and make it look just like little boards. Your cabin, so you do whatever you want. Okay, now we need a little path. Let's get up to this cabin. So I'll go back into the brown and the burnt umber, just sort of mixed together. And right here, right there comes a little path. And this little path just wanders wherever you want it. Let it wander, let it play. Van Dyke brown, burnt umber. And let it get darker, darker, darker. We don't care where it goes. Now we can take a little brown and white and barely touch. Put a few little indications. Looks like there's a little blue in it too. A little phthalo blue. Brown, white, little phthalo blue. Barely touch. Darker, darker over here. Okay. Now then, let's go back to our 2.5-inch brush. A little yellow, sap green, and we can come back in here and lay in all these beautiful little grassy areas. Bring them right down to the edge of this little path, little dirt area. Just let them go. A little yellow ochre, cad yellow, Indian yellow. Just mix them on the brush. Let them go. I only add a small amount of permanent red to that. Just maybe we'll put a little spot right in there. Right there. There. Don't want too much of that in there. Just a little. Sap green and the yellows mainly. Just let it go. There. This really is a fun painting. I think if you will do this one will make you happy. It'll make your heart feel good. It'll really make you happy. And that's what painting's all about. Painting should make you happy. Should make you happy. Okay, let's go to the other side. Put a little bit right. Look at that. See how easy it is? All I'm doing is touching the canvas and sort of just barely bending down. Don't let the brush slide, though. Just tap it. Don't let it slide on it. If it slides, it'll just make streaks, and pretty soon you end up mixing mud. And we don't want to be mud mixers. Very soft, quiet. And if you get one that's too bright or too distinct, all you have to do is tap it a few times. It'll pick up the color it's underneath, and it'll go away. It'll just go to whatever you want it to be. Very, very soft, very quiet. Maybe, tell you what, I'll go into a little bit of sap green and yellow with a 1-inch brush. I'll do that. I want to keep this quite dark, quite dark. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe there's a little bush here and there that just grows around the edge of the house. There he is, wherever you want it. So you can add these little bushes and stuff in here. Maybe this guy didn't cut his yard too well, and it's beginning to grow. Let's go right, put a little one right there. Little light's hitting this one. I want it a little brighter. Yeah, very good. Comes right down in front of that big tree. Okay. Sap green. We'll put one way back in here. I don't want this one to be very bright. I want it to be far away, dark. Okay, we can drop a few of them. Let them come right over the land area. That pushes the land down into the painting. Sometimes when you do land or paths or little roads or something, you have the feeling that it's floating above the painting. If that happens, bring some of this and bring it over it let it come literally over part of it, and it'll push the path or the land right down into the painting. It makes it fit so much better, and you'll be happier with it. Okay, I think we about got that. Might take and put a tiniest little bit of highlight right up here on the top of this roof, just to make that little shed stand out a little better. And I think it just about gives us a finished painting. I'm going to sign this one, use a little bit of thin oil. And when I use a thin oil, I usually use something like linseed oil or copal, whatever, just thin oil. And we can sign this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's taught you a lot. I really do hope you try this one, because you'll find it to be a great deal of fun. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting. God bless.